You know, it is. It's kind of an interesting time of year because all of a sudden you look at the calendar and you're thinking, holy cow, it's the last day of January, February's here, and February's kind of the separation month, right? It's the month where people can talk about grinding it out, or it's a month where people can really start to hit their groove, or, you know, and it's something that everybody wants to start hitting their groove. You want to start playing really well, but there's also reality to it. There's expectation that hits. There's you know, we just got back in school. You're trying to figure out all those different pieces and everything else. And, you know, I think in terms of record, yes, we're very happy with being 9-0 and in this league and where we're at. In terms of where we want to be on the floor, I think we're getting there, but we have a long way to go. And I know this team is still hungry to continue to get better. I mean, that's what the focus has been. It's been less on the record, less on the end result, and more on the process of we've got to get better every day and we've got to have fun doing it.
What are some of those areas where maybe, you know, right now you see the highest ceiling for improvement or getting better?
I know this is going to kind of sound as a shock, but I think our offensive flow is a major area of improvement. I think there's just little things that we can do that can just make us so much better. I think part of that is, you know, you watch a player like Lizzie Wendell, and she just does all those little things really well. And so then, you know, the points happen to find her within the system, you know. And I think last week, Brittany Rose did those little things. I think Becca Hittner is really starting to see those little things. I think Becca Jonas is starting to see those little things. But it takes an experience a little while to be able to do that. And I think you and I did a great job of really exposing our inexperience as well, as experienced as people think we are. Which we do. We have 2 seniors with a ton of experience, but we also have 27 points on the bench from last year. 2 of our freshmen of the years, 2 of our all-conference players are sitting on the bench right now. And so for us to be able to get our youth the experience, you got to be able to play in environments like that. You've got to be able to play in games like that. But you also have to see we got a long way to go.
How good was it to see the team got out that overtime win, especially like you mentioned on a night where maybe
we didn't shoot very well.
And, you know,
yeah.
You know, your top 2 of your top players maybe didn't have their best game, but other people stepped up and kind of keep pressing and persevere through 2 overtimes.
You know, I think you hit it on the head. When you can win a game on the road, when it's of that magnitude, not at home, at a tough place to play, and you're probably most experienced players in your 2 seniors, I think would both agree they didn't have their best game. You know, Lizzie had foul trouble in the first quarter, so that hurts and changes things in the first half. But when you have freshmen step up and you have sophomores step up, you know that your future's bright too. And I think probably more than anything, yes, the win is great. I don't think we played all that well. I don't know how well they played, to be honest, but I think that they all left everything out there, and I think they gutted it out on both sides. But I know that we have a long way to go to get better. And I think that's probably the best thing, is to realize, great, we're 9-0 and we feel good about it. However, we don't necessarily feel like we've hit we haven't hit where we want to hit yet. We're not clicking on all cylinders. We've had moments of really like beautiful possessions, both offensively, defensively, in the rebounding, but we have such a long way to go, and we need to just continue to inch towards that and not just try to get where we want to go right now. We've got to just continue to focus on the day-by-day process of it.
Looking ahead to this weekend, SIU and then Evansville, so what do you see from those teams, and kind of what are areas that you guys feel you can be successful in taking this on the road? What you showed last week, for a full road trip.
Right. You know, I think this is what's really kind of fascinating about, you know, life doesn't always it gives you second chances, but not identical, right? And so a couple years ago when we started the league 9-0, we played at Southern and we lost that game, and we went in there thinking, holy crap, now we've got to win it, now we've got to do this and we've got to do that. So you get a second time around, we go 9-0, and then we go at Southern. So I think that's kind of just interesting, just in general. But I think the biggest thing for us, we've got to make sure that both of those teams gave us challenges here. You know, I mean, Southern came in and shot the lights out against us in the first half, and I think we started to hit our momentum a little bit in the second half. So we've got to be able to defend better than we did the first time that we played. We've got to continue to rebound. That's something that I think we've done pretty well as of late. we need to continue to really focus on both ends, being able to rebound the basketball. And Evansville, it was tied going into the fourth quarter. I mean, they were in a really good place when they came here as well. It was our first conference home game. It was our first home game for quite some time. So now you're going on their home floor. So I think for us to continue to get better, they're going to pose different challenges both ways. But I do think that we're better than we have been. We've got to defend better than we did the first time around. And then our offense is going to have a little bit more movement earlier. We've got to do a better job of starting than we did the first time that we played both those two teams.